Hello, everyone. My name is Ross Hennessy, and I'm currently student teaching in physical education with Miss Johnson. Today, I'm going to talk to you about brain breaks in the academic classroom. In the short time that I've been here, I've learned how tough it is to get kids to focus and stay stimulated for learning for 86 minutes in a row, especially tough in a seated classroom. So, I want to share with you some research that I've been finding on brain breaks and motor activity in the classroom to help stimulate learning. So, what is a brain break? It's a short motor activity designed to help get the blood flowing and the oxygen to the brain. These are going to stimulate and refocus your class during lectures, which is going to help to increase learning. Here are some quick bullet points that show you what the value of these brain breaks are and what they're going to do for your students and you as a teacher. They're going to help to improve student performance, and they'll do this by decreasing off-task behavior and increasing brain activity. This all together is going to combine to help stimulate learning. So let's look at some studies that show how and why this is happening. The first study is by Dr. Chuck Hillman. He's from the University of Illinois, and he took the brain scans of 20 children. Now, in this test, he scanned the 20 children after having them sit quietly at a desk for 20 minutes. You can see that image on the left of the two images. The next one he did was he had the children go on a 20-minute walk, and he took a scan of their brain after that 20-minute walk. You can see in the image how much more stimulated those children's brains were on the right side after the 20-minute walk versus after they had been sitting. So what is this showing us? It's proving again that movement causes blood flow, and this increased blood flow is going to help to bring oxygen to the brain and stimulate learning. It's also showing us that after just 20 minutes with no movement, children's brains are less active and therefore less likely to learn and retain the information you're trying to get them to learn. Let's see another study done by St. Mary's College, and this one looked at off-task behavior in an elementary school. Now, this was a 2-week-long study, and it took a look at the off-task behaviors of the students over the course of a week and compared that from a week with brain breaks to no brain breaks. Now, in the first week, the total off-task behaviors were 8.42 by the children during the course of that week. The second week, the children were given one 5 to 10 minute brain break each day. In that second week, the children's average dropped to 2.6. So that's a huge improvement just in adding 5 minutes of activity in their classroom. Now again, this was an elementary school, so that's 5 minutes over the course of that day. So that's a huge improvement and a very good return on investment in time. So let's do one right now. I want you to stand up where you are. I'm going to start a timer. So here we go. I want you to snap your right hand and wink your left eye simultaneously. Now, snap your left hand and wink your right eye simultaneously. Now try to alternate back and forth. Go ahead. And done. Take a seat. Now with this activity, I gave 30 seconds on the clock, and I had you do an activity that was working on both sides of the body. We're going to go into a little bit more on that later and why that can benefit your students. So here's the how and when on these motor breaks. You can do them anytime in class, but some great ideas of when to do them are transitions from one topic to another. Or if you're moving from a PowerPoint lecture to a paper that they're working on, any sort of transition. Whenever you see that they're off task or restless, great time for a little brain break. Especially during these block periods, it's tough to focus for 86 minutes. We have trouble with it as adults. It's even harder for the children. So here are some tips to help these be successful. Set a timer for each one of these activities. 30 seconds, a minute, that's all you need. But make sure it sticks to that time. When you start doing this, get the children in a pattern. Let them know the routine. So as they're starting, here's the activity, here's the timer, go, and by the end of the time, you need to be back in your seats. and do the activity with the students. That's going to be key to getting them to be doing it with you, which will give you the full benefit. So here are some easy examples. I might, as a teacher, stand up and say, all right, everyone, you have 30 seconds. Stand up, jump in place 10 times, then sit back down, go. Short, simple task with a start and end point. Some other ideas. Balance on one foot. Circle your right arm forward and your left arm backwards. All right. Run in place or fast feet as fast as you can. 10 seconds. Go. These are different ones. Stand up, turn to a classmate, have a thumb war. Now we're getting a little interaction. So if they've been talking with a friend, this is a great one to give them an excuse to have a little interaction, and then they'll be able to return back and focus on what they should be doing. Especially these highly moving ones, they're going to help with your students with ADD and ADHD. They're especially stimulating to these students and are really going to help them come back onto focus. So we're going to look at different brain breaks. I gave you some quick motor examples, but the one you did uses the right and left half of your body. When you're doing an activity that combines both motions, it's been shown to help stimulate brain growth and brain use on both sides of your brain. So here's another activity done in a classroom that does the same thing. Take a watch.
Okay, we got a brain break.
Go ahead and do this activity
George's
with them.
Do her thumb up on one hand and her pinky out on the other hand, and then she's going to switch. Thumb and pinky, thumb and pinky. No problem for Jordan. All right, great work. Okay, good work. Yeah, faster. Well done. Okay, everybody stand up and brain break. Thumb and pinky.
As you can see, all these students are doing it right by their desk. It's not requiring any space. It's not a particularly active, but it is one that's going to get their brains moving, get them ready to focus back again in your class.
All right, MC, nice job.
So one idea that can also help you out as far as creating these brain breaks is the Google Chrome app Move It, made by the PE Geek. There's a lot of great articles, a lot of really cool things. This is one thing I found that was particularly helpful. So if you go to the Google Chrome store, just literally Google search the Chrome store, you're going to find the app called Move It. You're going to get this icon in the right of your screen once you download it. It's a free app. Once you click it, you're going to get to this little screen. Now, what this app does is it automatically suggests brain breaks, short 10-second movement breaks, and you get to choose what the exercise intervals are. So as you can see here, it's got a list between 5 and 55 minutes. So let's say we pick 20 for the purpose of what we're doing. You would pick that, and as long as Google Chrome is up, every 20 minutes, it's going to suggest an activity for you to do. Here's what it'll look like. You're on Google Chrome. This is going to pop up, this screen. It's going to look just like that. It's going to take over your whole browser. It's going to suggest an activity. So it's saying, hop from your left to your right foot for 10 seconds. So you're going to do that as a class. Once that's done, you press the done button. The screen goes away. It'll come back in 20 minutes or whenever you suggest with a whole different activity. This is an easy way so you don't have to think about it. The whole brain break concept is just put right into your class. If you need more ideas, the Colorado Education Initiative has a bunch. Here's a link to it, but you'll find pages and pages of brain breaks for you. You can also YouTube it. There's thousands of videos detailing different ones. Carrie H., who's a Spanish teacher at a middle school, has a whole playlist of different brain breaks, and these are also perfectly good to be used in high schools. So if you have any questions, go ahead, talk to me. You know where I am. I'm student teacher with Miss Johnson. I'd be happy to talk about any sort of ideas or questions that you have. But these are brain breaks, and I really feel that they can be helpful in your classroom. Thanks for listening.